Have you ever felt empty even when you have things that are supposed to bring you joy? A new phone, a fancy dinner, that woman you desire, and yet there you are, lying in bed with the feeling that something is missing. Has that happened to you too? And listen to this, if your life doesn't have these pillars, you're not on the right path. In this video, you're going to discover 5 lessons from the book On the Happy Life. And be careful, the 5th one can hit you right in the chest, one of those that make you question everything. But before we begin, I want to tell you something. It's not your fault. The modern world has sold us the idea that happiness is having more money, more success, more validation. But today, I'm going to show you that someone almost 2,000 years ago already had the answer, and his name was Seneca. Seneca was born in a brilliant but corrupt Rome, surrounded by luxury and power, though from a young age he endured illness and exile. Doesn't that sound familiar? You too live in a world full of promises of success, distractions, and appearances, but deep down you feel something is missing, something real, something external shine can never give you. Subscribe right now and join this community, because here we don't just talk about books that help you grow, we grow together mentally and spiritually. Lesson 1. Happiness is not found in externals. Imagine this. You're running after a train, and you run. The train is money, fame, the approval of others. And when you're about to catch it, surprise! The train speeds up. That's you. That's our society. Seneca said, "True happiness is not in what we have, but in what we are." But tell me, how many times have you convinced yourself that you'll be happy once you get X thing? That job, that relationship, that purchase. And when it comes, how long does the euphoria last? A day? A week? Then back to emptiness. Problem: living for what others expect of you. Solution: Seneca teaches us to let go of dependence on externals. It's not about stopping your aspirations, but understanding that your value and peace don't depend on possessions or others' opinions. How to apply it? Don't make the same mistake everyone makes at the beginning. Do this. Make a list of things you think you should have to be happy. Then ask yourself, do they really make me feel whole, or am I just following what others expect? Start cultivating small moments of gratitude for what you already have. Be mindful of your environment, your achievements, and your free time. Every time you notice your self-esteem depends on others' approval, remember, if others don't value me, my happiness doesn't vanish. It depends on me. Because let's be honest, nothing says happiness like taking on a 30-year mortgage for a house you barely enjoy because you're working all day to pay for it, right? Lesson 2. Virtue as the only path. There was a man in Rome, incredibly rich. He had villas, banquets, slaves, but he couldn't sleep in peace. Seneca knew him, and he described him as a slave to his own pleasures. Sounds familiar? Today, that man would be the one showing off luxury cars and trips on Instagram, while inside he's falling apart. And let me tell you why. Seneca's teaching, only virtue is enough for happiness. What is virtue? Righteousness, justice, moderation, strength. Things you can't buy, only practice. Let me ask you, what do you prefer? To be admired by many who don't really know you? Or to respect yourself when you look in the mirror? Problem: society teaches us that to have is to be. Solution: define your principles. Decide which values are non-negotiable for you. Honesty, consistency, respect, or whatever defines you. Act according to them even when no one's watching. That coherence is the core of inner peace. Accept your mistakes. Virtue is not perfection, it's consistency and learning. Seneca failed too, but his greatness was in learning and keeping integrity. When you apply this, your opinion of yourself grows stronger, and external validation loses power over your happiness. And now, let's talk about you. Maybe you work hard, give your best, but still feel you haven't reached inner peace. Let me say this. The fact that you're here, seeking answers in a book written 2,000 years ago, already makes you different from 90% of the people who stay asleep in comfort. You are worth much more than you think. But let me be blunt. If you keep chasing externals, you'll never get there. What you're doing right now is not giving you true happiness, and you know it. And the next advice is something that truly shocked me. Obstacle 2. Criticism and other people's opinions. When you start applying Seneca's lessons, people will criticize you. Some will envy your inner peace. Others won't understand your priorities. Seneca himself was criticized for his moderate wealth and his closeness to emperors, but he stayed true to his principles. Problem? Letting others' opinions determine your happiness. Solution: establish inner boundaries. Your peace and values are more important than pleasing everyone. Evaluate criticism. Separate constructive from destructive. Only what helps you grow deserves attention. Reinforce your self-worth. Remember, just seeking wisdom already puts you ahead of many who never question anything. Irony: yes, some may call you weird for reading ancient philosophy, while they remain trapped in endless scrolling. Obstacle 3. The temptation to go back. Sometimes, out of comfort or nostalgia, you'll want to return to old habits, impulsive spending, anger, craving approval. That's natural. Seneca himself had to resist luxuries and ambitions that didn't align with true happiness. Problem? Going back to behaviors you know don't serve you. Solution: recognize old habits as traps. Picture them as chains holding you back. Replace, don't repress. Every time you feel the temptation, act in line with your values instead. Meditate 5 minutes, write your goals, or reflect on what matters. Remember your recent progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, is proof you can live differently. And now, the most important insight you've been waiting for. After facing these challenges, Seneca leaves us with the final key. Happiness is not a destination, but a daily practice. It's not about eliminating emotions, but about choosing how to respond to them. It's about living with coherence, with virtue, and in harmony with nature, every single day without relying on externals. Each morning, review your values and goals. During the day, watch your emotions and act with virtue. Each night, reflect on what you learned and what you can improve. By doing this, fear diminishes, anxiety is controlled, external criticism loses power, and inner peace becomes your constant companion. If you embrace these teachings, you'll feel freer, less enslaved by opinions, luxuries, and expectations. You'll learn to manage anxiety and frustration, even when everything around you falls apart. Every decision will align with your true self, and your happiness will no longer depend on external factors. Seneca faced exile, criticism, illness, and political conflicts, yet his Stoic practice gave him peace and fulfillment. You too can achieve this if you apply these lessons to your daily life. Now that you know these 5 lessons, don't let them remain theory. Start applying them today. Comment below which one you'll practice first and join the conversation. Subscribe if you haven't, check our other videos, and be part of this community of mental growth. Let's grow together, step by step, day by day.